It's been a crazy free agency so far, and none of it's really going to come true until July 10th, where the players could actually sign the contracts. The most notable free agent is obviously Dwight Howard. He met with the Rockets, the Mavericks, the Warriors, and even the Hawks before he met with the Lakers to try to persuade him into joining their team. But yeah, Dwight Howard has to be one of the most indecisive NBA players I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody else like him. First he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna sign with the Rockets," and then like an hour later, breaking news on ESPN: Dwight Howard says he's 50-50 on joining the Rockets or staying with the Lakers. That's so stupid. I mean, yeah, he doesn't like Mike D'Antoni's system. I don't think they ever should have gotten Mike D'Antoni in the first place. They should have just kept Mike Brown for at least all the season. But hey, the Lakers wanted to win fast and easy, and they just hired a bum coach, Mike D'Antoni didn't do anything with the Knicks. He didn't really, I guess he did something with the Phoenix Suns, but he's not the best coach to hire. I'm pretty sure Dwight Howard would have stayed in LA if he had the chance to get Mike D'Antoni fired. That's his thing, that's his trademark. He's not Superman. He loves getting coaches fired, and that's what I think he would have done. But he actually was thinking about his image and said, "You know what? I'm not going to get this coach fired. I've already gotten way too many coaches fired. So I think I'm just time to move on. It's time to be the man of my team." Even though if James Harden is there in Houston too. But Dwight Howard was only thinking about fame and fortune in LA. But I don't think he's ever going to win a championship with the Houston Rockets unless they get better players. I mean, they have James Harden, Chandler Parsons. Jeremy Lin isn't really a star. He's more like a six-man or even a starter at best. But the Houston Rockets are also trying to get Josh Smith in free agency. That would be a very athletic backcourt, and it would be an up-tempo team. They have a shot in going to the playoffs again next year now. Maybe even getting to the second round with Josh Smith if they do sign him. But one thing I don't get is the Houston Rockets are in need of a power forward player, yet they released Thomas Robinson. They decide not to re-sign him. I don't know if it was a sign and trade or he just signed with the Portland Trail Blazers, but now I know Thomas Robinson is a part of the Portland Trail Blazers. Come on, he's 5th overall in the 2013 draft, and you decide to let him go? Him and Dwight Howard, that'd be a very athletic backcourt. You'd be grabbing all the boards down there. Maybe Thomas Robinson and Dwight Howard probably couldn't play together, considering Dwight Howard got dunked on by Thomas Robinson. I think in the preseason, which nobody ever talks about that because apparently preseason doesn't count. But it would have been nice seeing Thomas Robinson, Dwight Howard play together in the backcourt. They'd be, wow, that'd just be amazing. And instead you have Omer Ashik. I mean, really, come on. I don't think Ashik is gonna be staying in Houston much longer. I hope him and Jeremy Lin get traded. Maybe for Josh Smith, maybe for a better point guard. I mean, Jeremy Lin's an okay point guard, but I don't think he's really starter material, considering James Harden has the ball in his hand most of the time, and Jeremy Lin can't really do anything without it. But enough of the Rockets for right now. This is a free agency commentary, and I just don't want to talk about them. So I'm probably just going to be telling you guys what you already know and what you've already heard from other people that do commentaries such as me. But Jose Calderon signed with the Mavs. OJ Mayo signed with the Bucks for some odd reason. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Bucks are going to lose Monte Ellis. So Brandon Jennings and OJ Mayo is basically the same situation they were in before. So I don't know what the Bucks are trying to do. Paul Millsap signed with the Atlanta Hawks, considering the Hawks are going to lose Josh Smith. Who else? Tyreek Evans went to the Pelicans. Grievous Vasquez went to the Sacramento Kings. The Mavericks also want Andrew Bynum for some odd reason, The Mavs they just want any star player they could find. So, injured, old, they don't care. They want the star player. Al Jefferson signed with the Bobcats. I wanted him to go with the Spurs, but apparently Bobcats where it's at, the best team in the NBA. Kevin Martin goes to the Timberwolves. I really want to see where Monte Ellis ends up, but people are projecting them towards Atlanta or Sacramento, considering that's when he'll have the ball in his hands the most and he can just be a scorer. But I won't be able to see that until he decides to sign up with a certain team. Apparently the Denver Nuggets want Monte Ellis. I mean, that would no defense for the Nuggets if that happens. But at least he'll be on a playoff caliber team,
And speaking of the Denver Nuggets, they let go Andre Iguodala. They let him sign with the Warriors. You know, that's wow. You know how amazing the Warriors are going to be next year if they keep the core intact? You know, Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes, David Lee, and maybe even Andrew Bogut if he resigns, not including Klay Thompson. That just makes him a better team overall. Andre Iguodala signing with the Warriors has to be like the second biggest free agency move right now. And I believe that's about it. I mean, there's a bunch of other little trades, or not little trades, but little free agency signings, like role player signings and whatnot. Mike Dunleavy signing with the Chicago Bulls to give him a three-point shooter. Then there were such as the notable trades as Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce to the Nets, and then a bunch of scrubs were sent over to the Boston Celtics along with Gerald Wallace. So that's one trade. And then the other trade, you guys probably already know about this too, Eric Bledsoe, Caron Butler to the Phoenix Suns, JJ Redick, Jared Dudley to the Clippers, and then the Bucks get screwed over in the trade and get 2 second-round picks. You know, like second-round picks are a big deal and all. Anyways, that's about it. The gameplay you're watching in the background is irrelevant unless you're talking about the Lakers being an overpowered team, because that's who I was facing against, an overpowered Lakers team with gold players everywhere. The Lakers just might do that in this free agency or next year's free agency. Who knows? Maybe even the draft. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.